These December holy days link to the Northern Hemisphere winter solstice. I'm sure most of you know that, which actually only lasts a moment. It's very interesting. We talk about this whole thing, the winter solstice, but actually only lasts probably a millisecond on December 21st, tomorrow, at 2:02 a.m. So you can get up in about 12, 14, whatever hours and witness the winter solstice, Pacific time, 2:02. It also brings us the shortest day and the longest night of the year. And from then on out, the sun shines a little longer each day as we begin to slowly march towards spring. Now that night, I want you now, tomorrow night, not tonight, but tomorrow night, I want you to go out and witness what is known as the Christmas star. And that's when Jupiter and Saturn will get so close in the sky that each will almost appear to merge with one another. Such a close connection between the two hasn't occurred in the dark for some 800 years. So this is a momentous astrological occurrence. And so what you need to do is take a look in the southwest sky about an hour after sunset. So whenever sunset comes, I don't know, is that 5 or 6? 5 or 6? About an hour to 2 hours. Take a look at the southwest sky and you'll see those two planets close together and the star that was called the Star of Bethlehem. Winter solstice. In East Asia, the people celebrate the longer daylight hours and the increase of what they believe is positive energy at this time of year, flowing in during the Dongqi festival. The Shai Yalda is a festival in Iran with bonfires ablazing and storytelling and poetry readings and feasting on red foods, especially like pomegranates and watermelon. And they celebrate there the death and the rebirth of the sun. Earlier in the month, the Zuni have a shalaka, which brings a series of dances and ceremonial dramas with it, and a lot of chants that young children learn to for their adult years. And there's this festival that they have, and that invokes the divine blessing and gratitude to the gods for the harvest of the year. Many of you have probably heard of Saturnalia. Saturnalia was an ancient Roman feast week. It was a whole week, and it was a time to celebrate Saturn, the god of agriculture and harvest, and Ops, a fertility goddess. The holiday was celebrated with a sacrifice and we don't do that anymore, and a public banquet followed by private gift giving. So they had gift giving too, and a carnival atmosphere of partying and gambling, which was actually illegal at other parts of the year. And interestingly enough, the masters provided table service for their servants at one of these feasts, sort of a Roman Sadie Hawkins day. The warm winter solstice has been observed and celebrated since 10,200 BC. From ancient Egypt to Stonehenge, for the 2nd century pagans and worshippers of the mythological god-human saviors like Apollo and Dionysus and Hercules and Horus and Osiris and Perseus, there was this emperor that put all those winter solstice holidays together into one and called it the birthday of the unconquered sun celebration. All of these through to the Japanese taking fruit-infused warm baths while they were lighting bonfires as well and eating their version of pumpkin on Toji is their winter solstice holidays. The winter solstice festivities and traditions are centered on starting the new year with health and prosperous blessings. They all have this in common. But whichever is celebrated this holiday season during the winter solstice, we bring thoughts of warmth, spirituality, home, family, love, freedom, fulfillment, and success into our lives. by aligning ourselves with the divine intelligence and love within through these ritual offerings, through these feasts and mind and heart-filled spiritual practices. We connect with the wisdom of the ancients and the mystics of today to live an abundant, succulent, loving, and joyous life right here in the present. Thanks, Steve Apperson, Caressa, Reverends Gary and Barbara, and of course, PJ, for bringing your talents and your love of this holiday and of these holidays here during the winter solstice, during Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa, and all the others from ancient times. They all have one thing in common, and that is love. The sun lasts a little less longer right before this time and then starts to grow longer during the day, as you know. And so too does the positive energy into our lives, the positive love that we create, that we exude from us, from the divine within, as we vibrate at the very speed of the divine here and now. Today, we're going to close with a beautiful song from Reverend Barbara. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. And may I say to you, have yourself the merriest, happiest holiday in the whole United States of America. Blessings. Thank you so much. Namaste.